Hi, students. So I'm going to create kind of a better version of this for you. I'm not going to make it perfect. I'm just kind of showing you some more helpful tips to help you clean this up. So one thing that I'm going to show you is that over here, this is a zoom tool. And if you'll notice this little or rectangle shows up here and it shows you where in the picture you're zoomed in. So I'm going to focus on our lovely giraffe right now. And as you know, I use this lasso tool to select the object. Now I'm looking at this giraffe and I'm noticing that it is much bolder than the faded background behind it. So I'm going to see if I can do something. If I click this lasso tool, there's one that's called free, polygon, Bezier, and then magnetic. Polygon is if you're trying to create something that's very rectangular. Bezier is if you're trying to create something very curved. And magnetic is kind of a magic tool. I'm going to show you what it does. So I'm going to start to move around this giraffe. And I want to stay kind of close to the giraffe. But as long as I stay kind of close, notice how it's really getting kind of, it's doing its best to stay magnetized to the giraffe itself. It's actually not, I'm going to just tell you right now, this is not doing the best job. Um, but that's how that works. I'm going to do this actually with the planet because it's going to work a lot better. So I'm going to take the magnet and I'm going to go like this. And you're going to notice that it really, because these are so different, the gray and the black, it's going to do a pretty good job of staying close to the gray. I don't do a ton. I go like that and then I hit delete. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Oh, so whatever you're cutting, you need to be in the right layer. And I was not in the right layer. That was what was going on. I was like, why isn't this working? Okay, so now it'll work because I'm in the correct layer that has the moon thing on it. So I'm gonna like come in and I'm gonna go across this gray thing. And to the best of its ability, this magnet thing is gonna try to keep only in the gray. And then I'm gonna come out and I'm just gonna like take a big chunk of it out. You double click, it'll make a little loop, and then I can clear that out. And you can see that it did a pretty good job of just trying to stay. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click out of the ad, select, deselect. I'm going to kind of come in here, and I'm going to try to take out more. So I'm just zooming in as much as I can. Double click to make a little loop, delete. And so you just kind of like when it comes to cutting your stuff out, you just kind of have to keep using this lasso tool until you get to where you want to. I'm gonna go back to the giraffe, and I'm going to show you something else. There's something called a feather tool, and I'm gonna make the feather about 25, and the size of this is gonna be about 15. Don't worry about the anti-alias thing. So I'm going to kind of come in here, and I'm going to start to kind of cut out my giraffe. So as I said, I don't like to do a ton at a time. I actually like to kind of like just do a piece at a time. If I double click, see how now this is nice and rounded? I can actually like take this and go boop, 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 and I can now hit delete. Oh, I'm in the wrong um, layer again. Always make sure you're working the right layer. But like notice how now it's created this kind of like soft edge around where I cut it out. It's sometimes, especially on like something that's as difficult to cut out as an animal, it can be very helpful because it gives you room for error. And you can just come back in and you can cut this even closer. And this just allows you to have a little bit of error on your cut so that And so notice how I went back over that same area again, and now there's a little bit less fuzz. So when you're working really close to something like an animal, change your feather so that it's a little bit high. If you're not working anywhere near the animal and all you want to do is cut out like this part of the sky, you don't need feather. You don't even need this magnetic tool because all you're trying to do is cut out huge chunks of this, right? But when you're getting close into the animal, it's good to have magnetic and it's good to have your feather at like 15 or 25 because then that allows you to like make some mistakes in your cut. See how I kind of went in too close to the ear? And then I hit delete. And because even though I made those mistakes, the ear didn't get cut out. So if you're cutting out really difficult things, use the magnetic tool as much as you can, zoom in as much as you can, use the feather tool as much as you can, and that'll help that a lot. So I'm going to stop this video right now and I'm going to make you another video on how to do something else.